Hey everybody, it's me, back to another episode of Tower Defense Simulator. No, I have not quit Roblox, and honestly I think Roblox has quit me. I mean, look at this. Halloween event. What is it now? Like March? That's kind of sad. Let me turn on sound. Here we go. Anyway, we're doing Gladiator vs Scout, because memes. Let me see if I can get into a solo server. Alright, I'm gonna cut ahead. And I'm back, so let's go. Just a quick thing. Yes, this is a joke video. No, I am not going to win. Please don't expect me to win. Oh, it makes a little... Okay, that they made that much cheaper. That's cool. That's good to know. Okay, so let's check. Go away. There should be a way to skip that. So Scout, very weak. First upgrade plus range. You know, your classic normal stuff. Okay, next level gets hidden detection, which is pretty good. The first level is only 50, which is really cheap. Gladiator, obviously more expensive. What's more effective? Scout does... Okay, 1 damage, 1.5 fire rate. Gladiator does 1... wait, what? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. The UI is bugged. Gladiator does 2 damage, and I think it's 1 fire rate? I'm not sure. Okay, as you can see, obviously, Gladiator is more effective. I'm gonna put like a sweeper at the back just to pick up the passers, the guys who walk by. Scout does get hidden detection very early on though, so I guess that's good, but as you all probably already know, Scout is pretty trash. But he's kind of meant to be. He's the starter tower, he's cheap, he's made for crappy early game, quick placements. He's not really an extensive late game tower. As you can see, he can't even deal with a horde of normals. Even if we upgrade him, it's not until level 3 that he gets damage upgrade. But he does also get a fire rate upgrade with that damage upgrade. Gladiator, on the other hand, very good. Shreds with splash damage. Absolutely amazing. Scout, struggling a bit. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade this guy. Alright, next level. It's 5 damage with enabled hidden detection. Obviously, Scout's much cheaper and gets hidden detection much earlier. But Scout also kind of doesn't do splash damage, which makes him very weak. Now, I know this isn't like a completely fair test because enemies aren't super evenly split. There's slightly more coming from this entrance. But still, you get a rough approximation of what's happening. So that's the thing, as you can see. Loads of leak from that. Okay. Now we'll get this. Next one, Warrior's Call. This is when Gladiator starts to get OP because he has amazing, and I mean stupid fire rate with this. Right now he only has 1 fire rate, which isn't the best. But with Warrior's Call, and if you get a commander as well, then Gladiator just becomes, you know, ultra OP. Gladiator, absolute shred, beats everything instantly. Okay, Scout, almost maxed out now, which kind of sucks. Max level does 5 damage, more range. I guess that makes him somewhat good at max. Max is only 1,000 though. Okay, level 3 Gladiator, Scout, I will admit is actually pretty good. Not like, you know, usable. I mean, it does shred pretty good, but not like... if you check the cost to effectiveness, Gladiator is better. Because, yes, Gladiator is more expensive, but this Gladiator is only level 2, and it's taking on the same opponents as Scout at level 3 is taking. So, yeah. Although, do keep in mind that, oh, sorry guys. Probably all the batteries I ate. Anyway, do keep in mind, Scout is, you know, the starter tower, and Gladiator is an event tower, which needs to be nerfed, if I'm being honest. I don't want him to be nerfed, but if you want a balanced game, he needs to be nerfed. Yes, I'm using a skin. Scout doesn't usually look like this, in case you're wondering. Okay, so Scout, max level, somewhat good. Somewhat good. Keyword somewhat, meaning he can do the job, but like I think he's gonna struggle on bosses. If we upgrade this Gladiator, obviously the max Gladiator is OP. Yes, I'm using a skin for Gladiator. It's the Halloween event skin, which I could probably, you know, not have waited so long to get. I meant, like, whoops, what am I saying? I can't words. Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is that Dev needs to update game. I know I haven't actually beat the Halloween event, so I wouldn't get the tower if he shut it down now. But it's just like, come on, man. It's not even Halloween anymore. It's not even, like, winter anymore. And Halloween is, like, not winter, it's fall. So you're, like, 2 seasons away, man. That's half a year. Okay, Gladiator absolutely shreds. This UI is bugged. Again, does not have 17 range. He does 10 damage and has 1 fire rate, I think. So slightly slower than the Scout, but does do splash damage. Obviously, Scout has much more range than the Gladiator. I'm gonna upgrade back defense actually, just because I'm scared things will leak. Obviously, I'm gonna just mix and match, but yes, I could see, oh, you know, X is more effective than Y, but you know, Z is more effective than X and Y, or so forth. But you know, if you do the split lane comparisons, here's where things start to differ. See, yes, Gladiator absolutely shreds and is overpowered, but look at this. A Scout at level 4 can take down a normal boss, which is so weird because it's such a trash tower, right? But it can. But the Gladiator actually can't, because yes, he shreds, but most of his overpoweredness comes from his splash damage. If you take away the splash damage by shoving all the units into one bulky unit, which is basically what a boss is, he's much less effective because he does less damage per second because he doesn't spread the damage. And you get stuff like this. I don't want him to actually pass, but he might. Yeah, I'm gonna take some damage. That's okay. I didn't plan to win anyway. That's fine. That was a bit lag spike there. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, I think we can skip some waves. Anyway, this Gladiator is not maxed, by the way, just so you know. Yes, this Scout seems better now, but Gladiator is not maxed. So Gladiator might actually be somewhat the same effectiveness as a Scout early game, but late game, you know, Gladiator has much more potential. Let's see if they can take bosses. Okay, I'm gonna activate the ability. That might make a fairer test. Yeah, okay, Gladiator absolutely shreds level 4. Scout is struggling a bit though. Because yes, he can take 1 boss, but I don't think he can take 2. Yeah, Scout's doing surprisingly good considering. I made this as a joke video to be like, Scout is utter trash, Gladiator good, etc. But surprisingly, you know, things are going the other way. Okay, obviously, yeah, Scout can take down hiddens really well, because he gets the hidden detection way early, like way earlier than Gladiator would. Gladiator's like, he's a meme tower, he's fun, you know? I like that. They need to fix this UI. Or bring back the old UI. I miss the old UI, if I'm being honest. I know I'm wasting money I could use on the test, but I can't leak lives, otherwise I might lose. Okay, Gladiator's gonna shred through this because Gladiator does splash damage, so those slows basically don't exist. See, look at that. He shreds so easily. Scout, however, is actually struggling. I could get another Scout up. But I don't want to, because that wouldn't be a cool test. That wouldn't test, you know. I'm gonna skip. Okay, I'm gonna get another scout here. I can't upgrade that. I just want to defend at the back. But as you can clearly see, Gladiator is much more effective than Scout. It's only level 4 Gladiator, it's not max Gladiator. But you do have to remember the pricing differences when choosing your loadout. You know, because obviously Scout, much cheaper, everyone's got it. I think low level Scout, which by the way, just so you know, a max Scout is low level because it's so cheap. So a low level Scout, which is a max Scout by the way, is actually the same as a low level Gladiator. And by low level Gladiator I do mean like a low level Gladiator, I mean like pre-ability Gladiator. They're about the same. So do keep that in mind. Okay, that's interesting. When they come out of the mystery, yeah, the Gladiator does struggle a bit. But so does the Scout. In fact, the Scout might be struggling a lot more. Uh-oh. I need that upgrade or I might be dead. Yeah, no. Scouts are pretty good. Surprisingly, Scouts are much better than I thought. But better than Gladiator? I don't think so. I mean, I did kind of, you know, have that in mind in making this video. I didn't make this video thinking, you know, oh, who's gonna be better? I obviously knew, but surprisingly, Scout is really good. Like, I thought Scout was utter trash. I underestimated him the whole time. Like, I did not know he was anywhere near this good. Like, yeah, I know he's leaking a lot, but that's one Scout, which is an incredibly cheap tower, by the way. So just look at that. And do keep in mind, I think slightly more zombies come from this end than they do from this end. So just like keep that in mind. And Gladiator is only like super shreddy with his ability. Because yeah, becomes 0.5. That's basically 0.5. Yes, it's not 0.5, but it's into so many decimals, it's easier to round. Oh, and does the final upgrade lower his fire rate? Yeah, it does, so he goes even faster on the final round, on the final level, sorry. So that is something to keep in mind. Scout, on the other hand, is struggling. I might get another Scout, because, you know, it's the same cost, right? It's the same cost as a max level Gladiator, so actually it's like severely less, but just to make things fairer for the Scout. We already know it's worse. I just want to make things like more fair-ish, level the playing field. If you catch my drift. Let's skip, because ain't nobody got time for waiting. Okay, a few mysteries are mystery spawned bosses are leaking, and every game has different mysteries. So these guys might not be there in your game, or there might be more of those guys in your game. You know, that's how RNG works. Okay, the Moltons are coming. Gladiator obviously shreds through the Moltons. Scouts are still dealing with the Necromancer, which is interesting. The lack of splash damage is really hindering them. But I think if it was one unit, it pains me to say this because I really like the Gladiator, but they might actually be the same. This is what the max level skin looks like, by the way. There, that's what they look like. That's what they look like. So yeah, these guys just sweep up the guys that pass through. Wow, this game is way too easy. Like, how? I'm not gonna beat the final boss, obviously, but you know, it's just fun to see. I activated that way too late. Yeah, so do keep in mind, Gladiator is only like super OP shredder if you activate the ability at like, you know, perfect timing. If you mess up the ability, you could like game end. So yeah, there is a tiny ounce of skill in it, which is weird for a tower defense game, because usually, you know, the towers do all the work. You know, that's the point of a tower defense game. But, yeah, there is a bit of timing to it, so keep that in mind. It's not like a crazy amount of skill. It's not like CSGO reflexes or anything like that. But yeah, Max Gladiator absolutely shreds. Doesn't even need the ability because it's so fast at max level. 40 damage. I swear it used to be higher. They might have nerfed it. Let's get more scouts to just make it easier for them, because, you know, they're gonna lose without help. If you want to see more tower comparison videos, I'm happy to make more, you know, to just see which tower is better. And with the normal modes made so easy because the devs are kind of stupid, I can make these much easier because I don't have to worry much about lives. I have 3 towers defending the back, and they absolutely shred. They might struggle on the slow boss bit. Actually, this would be an interesting comparison. The slow boss can be shred about, yeah, slightly less than a quarter of his health by Gladiator, but by 2 scouts is only chipped like the health a tiny bit. These guys are gonna kill me. Oh no. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. That is something to worry about, though. That is something to worry about. I might need more Glads at the back. These guys are a bit powerful. A bit too powerful late game. And hell, they're good early game too, but like, just not as. If Gladiator had a lot of range, which you can get through DJ, then he would be the best tower ever. You know, no questions asked. Oh, sorry, I meant 3 max scouts when I said 2. Yeah, I'm stupid. I can't count because I'm actually like a moron. Also, I think my face cam has been like half clipped out this whole video because I'm stupid and I didn't check my setup. Oh well. I think the sound effects might be too loud. I think my mic might be too loud. I'm not sure. Okay. This is doing somewhat well. I mean, obviously the scouts are failing. Maybe they need some backup. Considering, you know, we're doing this with, like, towers that really shouldn't be able to get this far. We're doing really good. Like, considering we should not be able to get this far with such, you know, cheap towers. We're doing amazingly well. Okay, I think 6 scouts is a pretty good tactic, right? Yes, they're surprisingly good. They're not, like, amazing or anything, but actually, I think they're, like, oh, they're slightly worse. They're slightly worse at dealing with the shocks. You know what would be cool? Paradox games, and Below Natural, or whatever the devs are. I don't know if Paradox is watching this, but if Paradox is watching this, please add like a little thing under here. You know how you have a square here by the UI? If you could add another square on the bottom corner next to cell that says activate all, and it activates all your abilities, that would be very cool, and that would save me a lot of time, so please do that. I'm gonna get more gladiators just cause like I'm kinda scared I might die. Whoops. That's another thing. Gladiator, hella expensive. Scout, hella cheap. So, yes, obviously Gladiator is better. 1 Gladiator is obviously better than 6 scouts, maybe even like 9 scouts. But, you know, a Gladiator to max costs like, what? 11,000 maybe? I'm not doing the math, I'm just guessing. But, you know, Scout is so much cheaper, like unbelievably cheaper than than the Gladiator. The first upgrade is only 50, just for context, and the first one for Gladiator is 250, which is 5 times the price. So do keep that in mind. We can skip. I feel like this video might be stretched a bit too long for a comparison video, but as you can see, you know. Oh, by the way, this comparison technically isn't fair because this path is longer than this path, but at the same time slightly more enemies spawn from this area, so it's not like a completely accurate representation, but you can still get a general idea of what's what. Oops, let me get up. Oh yeah, they need to fix that. They need to fix that because they're a bit dumb. Scouts aren't bad, but they're like nowhere near good either. See, that is like really stupid DPS. You know, for a single unit, that's kind of stupid. So, it pains me to say this, but I think Gladiator might need a rework. Like, you might want to make him cheaper and nerf his damage. So, like, not a straight up nerf, but like a rebalance, a rework. So make Gladiator do less damage. Maybe instead of 40, he does, you know, 30. And, but he's like cheaper. Instead of 6,000, maybe 4,000 or something like that. Uh-oh, that might kill us. That's gonna kill us. Unless... Haha, it's so stupid. Wow, I can't believe that saved us. Feel free to leave now. You don't have to watch this entire video. You've already basically seen the comparison, but I'm gonna try reach the end anyway. Just because, you know, it'd be funny if I beat the game with Scout. Yeah, Scout is... Look at that. Speedy boss. Yeah, he had less area to go, but... Yeah. Scouts did do slightly better on that, which is surprising. But on the bosses, they're really going to struggle on the bosses because they don't have splash damage. Splash damage allows the Gladiator to do really stupid things. Those Scouts are going to struggle with this so much because they can barely take down a normal boss, let alone a slow boss, which is much bulkier. So I think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, so that's the difference between Gladiator and Scout. You know, the Scouts didn't even manage to kill the Necromancer, which would be hard for something without splash, obviously. I feel like this video is stretching actually, and YouTube doesn't really like long videos, so I think that's gonna be it. I'll tell you if I won or not in like the description or something. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everyone.